So we're back in session now with a New York woman pleading not guilty to second-degree murder and manslaughter, accused of sabotaging her fiance's kayak moments before he drowned. The attorney for Angelica Groswald appearing at the arraignment on her behalf today as she remains in jail on $3 million bond. Groswald accused of removing the drain plug from Vincent Villafore's kayak in April, delaying a call for help as well. Villafore's body found just last week. But Groswald posting this photo after he died on Facebook with the caption, "If only I could have paddled harder, damn it." Here to break this down, criminal defense attorney Richard Roth and trial attorney Deborah Blum. Great to have the both of you. Okay, Richard, let's start with that photo. I mean, if only this Angelica had not talked to authorities and not posted these kinds of things on Facebook, then we might have a different case here, right?
Absolutely. Rule number one is you don't do something stupid. You don't talk to the police. You don't post things on Facebook. And what she's done here is she's given them basically different types of evidence upon which they can lead to a potential conviction.
Okay, so apparently in some sort of a confession, Deborah, she also said, yeah, I didn't call authorities for 20 minutes, and yeah, I might not have tried to help him with a paddle. How are they going to get out of that?
Well, she is a Latvian native, so there might be a language barrier here. And keep in mind, her fiance just drowned after his boat capsized, so she might have been in a state of shock. So when she was speaking to the police, that could have created some issues. The prosecution here has a very flimsy case. There's no intent to kill. What? Because she maybe removed a plug from their kayak? Well, he wasn't wearing a life vest. He put his own life at risk.
Well, what do you think about that, Richard? Because first of all, the big question for me following this case for the last week has been, did he not have on a life preserver because they're in kind of rough waters? Nobody knows if he was a good swimmer or not. But the basic fact that she pulls the plug, isn't that intent?
Well, this is one of those. This is a Casey Anthony type case. We don't know what's going to happen. The devil is in the details. We will know once the people take the stand and the evidence comes out. But she did say that she wanted him to die.
Yeah.
I mean, that is not something you would have trouble translating. So there's a lot of facts. I don't disagree with Deborah, though. This is a toughie. We don't know what's going to happen once the evidence actually comes in.
Okay, so here's what's just now coming out from the defense attorney. He said he expects pending autopsy results to indicate accidental drowning with possible acute alcoholic intoxication. He goes on to say, I think it's pretty clear that they were drinking, at least had a couple beers. Ms. Groswald is a victim here, and this is an accidental drowning. What do you think about that, Deborah?
Well, there's no Good Samaritan law in the state of New York, so she had no duty to save her drowning fiance, and it was 46-degree water.
Okay.
So how could she jump in and save him? Yeah. When you're in the water kayaking, you have limited time to react, and situations arise.
Well, let me just say this. If any regular person was with their fiance, I mean, maybe they're in shock, but I don't know. Good Samaritan law or not, wouldn't you try to help, Richard?
Well, you would, but here's the problem. The problem that the prosecutor is going to have is they have to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. And just that report alone, if in fact the causation of the death is the intoxication and not anything she did, there could be enough doubt there. There are several holes, no pun intended, there are several holes that the prosecutors need to plug. So we don't know what's going to happen here, but it's not going to be an easy one.
No pun again. Okay, so do you think it's smart that the prosecutor also put manslaughter up?
Absolutely. I think in this case, it's very difficult to prove an intent to kill. He had his own issues by not having a life preserver. With the manslaughter charge, that's engaging in conduct which creates an unjustifiable risk of death. They could try to say everything that they have, she created unjustifiable risk of death.
Right. Very, very interesting case. Thanks to the both of you for being the experts on it.
Thank you.
Thank you.